Wizard with a spreadsheet returns today. Frank Chen has a background in construction, working in China, Dubai, and Singapore. He got seconded to New Zealand 8 years ago and is still here. Frank's fallen in love with the place and done over 200 builds. Frank, what is the best piece of advice you've received when it comes to property investing?
First thing, I think is still the timing. Yeah, because, property investment is a cycle investment. So you should really, explore the proper time, to invest into the property market. If you choose the wrong time to buy and you choose the wrong time to sell, so that would be a disaster for the investors. Yeah. So I think maybe previously I shared one experience or story with Splendid here. Yeah, I do have one very senior investment friend. So his investing methodology is only timing. So he will only ask you two questions: when you buy it and when you get it sold. That's the only two questions. Then he can judge whether you will win or not or lose. Yeah. So the best advice is always the time.
What are some common mistakes you see first-time investors make?
The first thing, the timing. Yeah. So we do have several projects. Maybe I think maybe around 2021 or 2022, several projects didn't, establish at the very good time. So we have bought that property at a good time, but we didn't manage the development process or the selling process in a good time. So the developer together with shareholders are facing pressure on, later on for the selling stage. For development stage, yes, it's very good, but the selling stage is not, ideal as what we expected, because from 2022, 2023 and even 2024 now, the selling market is still not good enough. Yeah, so we define our development success as financial success. If there's no any financial success at all, so the development is not a success.
Lawyers are good at spotting defective titles, but should you always follow your lawyer's advice? Could they break good deals?
Sometimes lawyers' advice will just be a recommendation for the decision maker to make a decision. Sometimes maybe from a lawyer's perspective, you will have lots of risks on such. However, those risks may be for specific developers or specific business owners. They can mitigate them. So if they really have a good way to mitigate those, I think maybe those risks can be tolerated. But if you really cannot mitigate those risks, advised by the lawyer, so maybe better you follow their advice. Sometimes those advice are very, very, valuable for the development, especially during the, title complexity, together with some neighboring relationship or else with the dispute with the purchasers. Yeah, so especially for some clause, we say, hey, in this clause, take one example. People will, the purchaser will see, okay, maybe some on sale conditions, maybe some maintenance conditions over there. Yeah, so we see no any problem, but in fact later on it will give you lots of trouble and money to spend on such. So, general conclusion for lawyers' advice is take all the advice, make the decision on behalf of such.
Could you talk to me about the importance of due diligence?
I see due diligence are always the very crucial thing for development. So for due diligence, normally we go with three parts: legally, financially, and technically. Yeah. So legally, it should be allowed by lots of factors. Yeah. Financially, it should be successful, and technically, it will be feasible. Yeah. The three parts quite importantly. I don't suggest any skip of those three steps, because each step will value a lot. So if you ignore any part, or if you miss out any part of those one, maybe you will face lots of disasters in the later on development. Yeah. So later on when we have the event, so we will have a detailed discussion regarding how we will do the due diligence. So what's the key points over there? So if you do due diligence, how to modeling their financial things under your due diligence. Yeah.
Have you ever ignored a consultant's advice?
So the consultant told me that hey, Frank, this is a very tight and challenged project. Maybe we see lots of slopes. We see there's some overland flow paths. We see maybe this site is not a good rectangle or shape. So it's a triangle shape, something like that. Yeah. So lots of times maybe the planner will say, or the other consultant will say, maybe this is not an ideal enough project for you. We think maybe we can choose some more better, but sometimes you can't refuse the price. The land price is really attractive. So when I check the figures in my Excel sheet, I say, wow, this is really attractive from the figures part. Even here I have some risks, but with the figures being here, I can have some space for me to mitigate those risks with such kinds of cost. Yeah. So those things do happen one time or two times in 2021 or 2020 around when the market was really good. So several projects with such kinds of risks. But later on, so I spend a little bit more, some like the overland flow paths or the maybe we see the liquefaction things, yeah, for the other projects. But those projects has been properly mitigated, and then the project later on was really successful. I mean, at that stage. For one thing, we mitigated. For another, the market is also good. So if the market is not good, don't try to mitigate the risks with some spend. But if the market forecast is in good time, you can try that one. Yeah, but proper suggestion for you, if you really don't know how to mitigate the risk you bear or tolerate, don't do that. Don't take it. Yeah.
So when you ignore the advice, I can't see that it's an emotional decision because you are married to the numbers.
Sometimes, yes, but majority of the time, no, because I'm a rational person, so I just choose the property by my systematic template together with my systematic way. So I will tick all my 20 parameters or indicators. Okay, then I will say yes. So if here the general scoring or general outcome is not, then I will don't do that. Yeah. So because property investment is a systematic way, so you can't just do it with your emotional thing.
So sometimes things are worth a gamble.
Sometimes yes, but not all the times. You know, if you try one time right, doesn't mean all the times it will go right. So property development always, as I said, is a systematic way. It's a professional way. It's not a gambling. Game here. So you should really follow on the proper way, or either bio modeling or either bio logic. Yeah. So don't do any gambling things. That's my suggestion. Yeah.
What are the red flags that will stop you from pursuing a property deal?
I think the first thing to save the development cost, if it's a property for development only, so I see still the total development timing. To control the total development process timing, that's quite important. This timing doesn't mean you will squeeze every day into every hours, but just the general timing for the development itself means how you manage from your land purchase till the end of the CCC or settlement, or because those one, either you have some impact from your financial cost, or you will have some impact from maybe your rental income at that stage, or you may miss out on the best time to sell it. So the controlling of the timing for the total development, that's very important for controlling of the development total cost. Yeah, this is the very important, I think, advice for the total development process. This is the first one. Secondly, I think use the right people. Still seems the right consultant during the consent management stage. Because if you have a proper consent, proper design, so you will still, save lots of cost for the construction or later on development. Yeah. The third one, I see, manage your construction team in a very proper way, a good way. Because if your construction takes a long time, you will get lots of variations. So those variations maybe will significantly increase about your construction cost, which you didn't expect in your financial feasibilities. Yeah, and the last one. So if the property development is for sale, what's the best time for your pre-sale, or when you will choose to sell those properties. Because the longer time you choose to sell, the longer maybe the higher interest you will get, or the higher maybe holding cost you will get. So each stage will have some significant for your final outcome of the financial figures. So each stage would be quite important. But generally, so if you manage the property in a very good time period, so that's a quite important thing. So a very detailed, a very successful development manager has the magic to manage such, to 12 months in total, 15 months or total, or 18 months in total, or 2 years or 3 years. Matters or not.
So you're talking about yourself, eh? The magic.
Yes,
magic project manager.
Such, yeah. But sometimes, as I said, not every project will be a success.
What are some of the advice that you'll give for someone who's buying a property right now?
Yeah, I still say this is the best time to buy a rental property if he has the plan. Yeah, still, as I mentioned previously, this is a buyer's market at the moment, lots of choices at the moment. Some residual stock, for the properties, for the rental property, new build, still with a very low price at the moment. Because, people already have those properties maybe in the market for so long time. So still, this is a buyer's market at the right time. So new property, definitely good to have a look. Yeah, another one is some properties maybe with 1 or 2 dwellings on site. So those properties, maybe the cash flow for those dwellings would be very higher than the other properties you buy on site. So for those properties with 2 dwellings, either you will have a very good cash flow, or you have the potential for further development in future. So that's definitely 2 cents I would recommend for the people who wants to get the rental properties at the moment.